So this stuff I'm going to read here is from a bit of Narcissa, Our Lady of Ashes. For anybody who's not familiar with the book, little background, it's basically a story of a middle-aged gypsy ex-con who, in Brazil, who falls in love with a teenage crack whore with somewhat paranormal abilities, sort of crack clairvoyance, and mayhem ensues. It's essentially a love story, a twisted sort of little love story, but a love story nonetheless. So at this stage in the book I'm going to read right now is like he is just sort of, you know, he's been sort of going in and out with her for years, you know, and then she reappears in his life after a couple of years absence, and now she's like this insane, demented crack monster, and he's fallen in love with her. You know, they started out just as a one-night trick, and pretty soon he's going out every night looking for her, and he realizes that at this point he realizes, like, you know, that he's sort of helplessly entangled in her crack-tainted love spell. So the next night I was back, of course, standing outside her window again, strung out, jonesing for another fix, another hit of the love drug. The smell of her, the sound of her ghostly moans as we fucked and fucked, rocking back and forth like some insane, malevolent rocking horse digging a steady, plodding hole to hell. She's been up there in her room a long time this time, too long, talking to the demons, phantoms of a long, drawn-out crack psychosis at the end of another deadly 4-day run, another dark carnival in hell. This is all taking place during carnival, too, just to make things interesting. As if, you know, crack-fueled love affair wasn't exciting enough for this guy. I stood down there again until way past midnight, standing outside her shuttered window, waiting, wondering if she'd even survive this carnival, or if tonight would be it, the night when her heart would finally freeze up like an old rusty lawnmower motor. God help us. Because when you find the right pussy, that shit is more addictive than any bloodthirsty, hungry demon of crack cocaine. Her last words to me rung in my ear like the debilitating buzz of a good strong hit of crack. Don't give up on me, Cigano. And I knew I wouldn't, not tonight, not ever. I waited and waited and she didn't come down. Shit, it's a lost cause tonight. Maybe she'll call me later when she runs out. Maybe she won't, it's still carnival. Maybe she's already found herself another sucker. Shit, I wandered off into the drunken crowds of festering insect people. Fat Tuesday night, Ash Wednesday looming, carnival winding down. It's almost over, only hours now to ashes. And then it all hit me smack in the face there, swack, like an old whore's clammy jizz-encrusted slop rag. This is not fucking tolerable anymore. I could stand outside her window here like an asshole for the rest of my life and wait, and it won't ever be enough. Money, it all boils down to fucking money in the end, don't it? How much? How much is Narcissa worth to you, man? How much? What price? Your soul? What fucking soul? Consumed in a panic cloud of fear and jealousy again, desperate to find a way to support her habit and keep her off those goddamn slobbering streets for good, I got on my motorcycle and tore off into the night looking for the cash. And this time I knew exactly where to get it. So this guy who's been, he's like a recovering drug addict himself, and he's been sober for a while, and now he's starting to revert to his criminal ways to find a way to keep his girl, you know, his pet crack monster in gear. Carnival, Fat Tuesday after midnight. Shit, it looks like they've cranked open the gates of hell down by the Prado Junior. the Pussy Arcade. Coked up gangs of funny-faced whores standing ready to face the ashy dawn like grim, determined warrior ants of the apocalypse. A hot wind is blowing in over the water from Mother Africa, and the full moon is lighting up my mind like an old-time pinball machine, and it's on again. They're all out here tonight, last fucking night of carnival. Some standing in pairs or threesomes, others huddled in larger protective gaggles, all talking wild shit, waiting for the next car to roll up, the next boring exchange of feudal host-roll banalities. Bored and boring creatures of the night, creatures of habit with their easy come-and-go grabby mentalities, so dumbly predictable. Same cheap, synthetic, gaudy-colored outfits. Same worn-out plastic heels, crappy tattoos, and saggy, flapjack baby-suck breasts. Nice imagery. I cruise up slowly and park, taking it in again. Same old dejected faces of eternal disappointment and mental slavery, and that odd, ghostly glimmer of innocent, heroic optimism. All eyes alive down here tonight, flashing like searchlights, looking for the big last-minute score, the legendary $100 gringo trick. But the competition is thick tonight, 10 or 20 young girls for every swinging dick out here, and more where they come from, packed like showroom dummies into cramped little one-room Copacabana backstreet flats that reek of garlic and howling babies, transvestite piss, stale beer, maconha smoke, geriatric pussy farts, poverty, loud music, angry shouts, and the occasional gunshot from down the hall. The lucky ones emerge from the disco club hand in hand with their gringos, muscular, well-tanned Italian boys in tight jeans and crisp designer shirts, or balding, sloppy, sunburned Americanos. Walking out of the boate, they're dutifully bombarded by the usual army of beggars and pushers, hollow-faced flower peddlers, strong-armed taxi drivers, pimps, killers, low-level hustlers, shakedown cops, thugs, and glassy-eyed, glue-sniffing 8-year-old wallet snatchers. That's my kind of place. I sit curbside on the bike waiting for a break, watching the whole depressing freak show parade of lost souls and demons and dregs from my invisible crow's nest perch. Another idea pops into my brain like a cartoon light bulb above my head. I fire up the motor and blast off, cruising down the twinkling yellow Avenida Atlantica. I roll up onto the next crowded host roll in front of the Holiday Bar, the same sleazy old Copacabana whore pit where I found Narcissa just a few months before. Now it all seems like another lifetime. I park the bike and get off, looking around at those familiar old surroundings. I walk through the crowd, feeling slightly disgusted by the whole tired scene now. The same stale old loveless mating rituals I've walked through 1,000 nights before. Gringos and whores, whores and gringos. Sex tourists, lonesome refugees from the frigid Puritan wastelands of the north, where sex is a virtual video game played by lonely white men on glowing computer screens. A pathetic perversion of the real world. But this is the real world here. Little Ignacio's familiar old world in living color. Sight, smell, sound, touch, memory. Gringos, cab drivers, cops and muggers and pushers and whores. Whores, 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 all sizes, shapes, heights, and colors. But mostly the common nondescript, dusky brown, misshapen old mulatas and caboclas clustering in the shadows like so many hungry rats. The odd, lonely Brazilian playboy and a few local businessmen hopping the conjugal fence for one last boozy carnival night out. All the girls are out here too, milling around in hungry, giggling rodent droves. Packs of faceless, graceless, loudmouth, fast-talking, razor-sharp bitches straight out of the teeming, dirt-poor whore factories, the dusty slums of the Baixada. Predatory pussy, eyeing the nervous little groups of snappy gringos like so many slobbering jackals watching a hen house. The tricks are all dressed up in their white linen suits and straw hats and other typical gringo party wear for their big Copacabana carnival adventure. The same fucking gringos who